Okay, so here we go, guys. This is my top tips for Warthog driving in Halo. So the first tip I'll give you is you're gonna die. You're gonna die a lot. I mean, it takes a certain breed of soldier um, to be driving. A lot of situations you'll get yourself in, like you'll see here, is you'll often drive yourself into enemy territory. Gonna be full of enemies. You're gonna get murked. Like if you're driving, even if you're a gunner. It all depends upon the situation, but most of the time you're gonna die. I mean, even like here, that was just a bad idea. You shouldn't have even gone. Now this one's different. Like this one, throw the old grenade, steal it. You got a guy on the turret. He jumps off, miss the corner, and then no hope. Bad aim. You go and die. Now, a lot of the time, you'll find you're gonna put yourself in a bad situation. Um, what I'd suggest is if you're driving your Warthog into a whole bunch of enemies, just get out, throw a couple of grenades, because you're dead. You're dead. Most of the time you're going to die. I mean, look at this little trick shot, little trick jump. Ooh, perfect angle. Boom. Now, we should have probably done the old turnaround here, but instead, drive up the hill, and guess what? You got two enemy Warthogs ready for you. Ready for you, and they murked us. Comes around the corner, a couple of grenades off, and you're dead. Now, number two tip is it's not about kills. If you're going to be the Warthog guy, you're going to be the driver guy, you need to realize that most of your stats that you're going to get is going to be focused around assists. Especially, I mean, like if you want kills, I'd probably suggest go for the gunner position. But me personally, I just like to drive around. I've been a Halo fan and a Halo player since the first Halo, and always enjoyed the vehicular gameplay that you get. So yeah, like certain situations, I'd say a Warthog is better for certain game types, like capture the flag, for example, or even this where it's capture the seeds, because obviously a guy can get out, grab a seed, or you grab the flag, jump back in your Warthog, and you're done. But most of the time, I just like to drive around like a motherfucker. Now, when you're playing as a driver, realistically, there's three medals you want to focus on. So the first is the driver assist medal, so you get 5 assists with the guy in the gunner. The second one is a splatter, so obviously you want to try and crush someone or drive someone over. And then the third one's a weird one. It's the wheelman one where if you honk your horn before both guys get in, but bearing in mind you need to get a guy in the passenger seat as well, you get an achievement or a medal for that. But obviously the way Halo is now, it's kind of pointless because obviously it's based upon these stupid challenges that you get. So you'll often find, and I've got a gripe with this game. I love Halo to bits, but I think the achievements and the challenges it separates the gameplay because a lot of guys will be focused on getting assists or maybe getting kills or killing with certain weapons, etc., and they forget about objectives and the main gameplay. Oh, if you see here, you can actually jump into the passenger side and hit the driver, which I didn't realize you could do. So I am going to include a bit of footage here. This may sound weird because obviously it's a driver guide of getting kills, because obviously I'd suggest a lot of the time, once the first initial Warthogs have gone in big team battle, there's generally 2 on each team, it does take a while for them to respawn, so I wouldn't suggest just waiting around your base for these, for your next vehicle, for your next Warthog. What you need to do is start to be proactive, and play the game, because obviously if you're just going to be a driver, you're not going to be good at killing people, etc. So here we've just got a bit of sword gameplay, and trying to be sneaky, notice guys on the radar, and yeah, just getting a few kills, get a killing spree with this one. May seem dumb, but you jump, flat up, baby, get the kills, baby. And then see another guy up here, throw a grenade towards there, and another slad up. Easy peasy. But yeah, so what I'd suggest is once you die, because you are going to die, as in my first tip, rather than waiting for the next vehicles to respawn, probably just, grab yourself some weaponry and just try and get some kills, play the objective, do whatever else you've got to do. It's not all about the Warthogs, but it is all about the Warthogs. But yeah, I do love this game. I do love the gameplay. I do think the maps are a bit limited. The game modes are limited. So this is a different thing as well. So this was the same game. As you notice, we've got one flag. But this position, from my experience, because I've only ever gotten this gun once, is pretty fucking awesome, to be honest with you. Obviously, if you don't know, when you detach the gun, you get a limited amount of ammo. But if you stay on the actual gun turret, it's unlimited. So what I'd suggest is, and I'd suggest it's the same thing for doing warthog gunning, just fire constantly, pre-fire towards where you think the enemies may be coming from. Just hold the button down. There's no point not doing it. Obviously you're going to give away your position, but it's not like they don't know where I am at this point anyway. You'll see when it actually gets to the point of me getting killed. There's some guy probably thought I was taking a piss, because I get a killing spree. I get a yard sale just on this position, and he goes out of his way to come to kill me, and he does, because I'm not getting off this position. I just love it. But yeah, so another tip as well is when you're on the warthog gun, I would suggest, even though it does give your position away, but if you've got a good driver, it shouldn't really matter too much. There's a warthog there, it's gone off. Just keep firing. You're better off firing than not firing, in my experience. But yeah, I'd also say a big thing about the vehicles as well is if you're a good driver, you may do shit because you've got a bad gunner. And I've been playing a lot of solo BTB, and I've had a mixed experience. You'll generally get some guys that are really good on the gun, and then some guys that are absolute trash. And that's why I always say be prepared to get killed, because a lot of the time you're going to put yourself in a bad position, and yeah, just get yourself murked off. So I'm probably just going to quiet down to the next tip, pardon me. But yeah, there was a Wraith that dropped, I think, and the enemy actually got the Wraith. And another peeve I've got with the vehicles and big team battle is, boom, get off my flag, bitch. It's to do with the fact that the tanks and the Banshees and the Wasps, etc., the Wraith, the Scorpion tank, you hardly ever get to use them because they drop so rarely, and when they do drop, generally either the enemy team will get it or you'll get someone in your own team that's already got the position. I only used the Scorpion once, and I did get the 15 kill streak because sometimes as well, I think it's a bit unfair. What happened on that map was that we both got Scorpions on our side, so we had two Scorpions attacking the base. You'll see here with a Wraith is lame. Bang, team gets it, jumps on the back. I'm not really bothered about that because I notice I've got the flag again. Trying to get another kill, get an assist. But yeah, this position, as you can quite clearly see, is murking, absolutely murking, especially if you just pre-fire down that alley, pre-fire up to the top. Just pre-fire to where you think the enemy... Here he comes. Yeah, that's the guy. He got me. He got me good. Now, number 3 tip is honk if you're horny. So what I mean by that is the only way that you get that achievement for everyone getting in your Jeep is to honk. But you'll find a lot of the time that not that many people enjoy driving. A lot more people enjoy probably getting on the gun. So I'll let them do it. I'll be the driver. I'll take that hit. So you just honk away. Keep honking your horn until you get someone in the gunner seat, and then you drive away. As well, I'd often say it's like, as you can see, I normally turn in like a figure 8. You kind of want to like move yourself away from the enemy position so you don't get hits, because there's certain guns that will absolutely murk your warthog off. Here we go, a gun goose. Now, another thing that pissed me off, and Selby, he knows about this, is there was a weekly achievement to get that skin, because each week you'll get a special armor coating, of getting 5 kills with a gun goose. My issue was that I played 10 games of big team battle and I only saw 1 gun goose, and it was on fire when I killed the enemy off it. So yeah, it was just like kind of an impossible feat. I don't want to play 20 games trying to do something stupid like get 5 kills on a gun goose. I would say with a gun goose as well, similar to the warthog, you just keep firing. I shouldn't have fired into my friendly there, but I'll just keep firing. Another kill, bang, get an assist, and then you'll notice as well, like when you're driving a lot of the time, when you actually get back back onto your feet, boots on the ground, as Call of Duty people would say. You kind of just out of sync with how you would normally do. So tip number 4, really quick one, is when you're in the Warthog, is generally at the beginning of the game, there's 2 Warthogs apiece. So what you really want to do is, it will always, I'd say half the time, you will be facing Warthog v Warthog situation. And okay, so this is a continuation of that sword footage, and this is the rocket hog. So yeah, another gripe I'd have is where's my Gaussian hog? Where's that Gaussian gun that I'm used to in Halo 2 and Halo 3? You know, the one with the single shot, high powered rocket. But the rocket hog is it's useful. What I'd normally say to my gunners, you can't really hear it because I've got no audio on here, is similar to any gunner. This guy's got a cinder shot on the back of here and does quite a lot of damage to us and fucks us up badly. But yeah, I'd say another tip is just keep firing, keep hold of the firing button and just fire towards every direction. Another thing about driving is you do need to keep an eye on the damage on your Warthog. A lot of times, like, you'll lose a wheel, or like you can see here with smoking, and that's not a good sign. It means you're on low health, there's only a couple of hits that you're going to take, or generally guys will try and sight the main threat, which is the gunner on top of the back. Boom, there you go, we're dead again. Now this is a different tip, which is a bit of a weird one, but yeah, generally when I'm driving away, I like to sing myself a little song, and I know it probably does annoy guys in my squad. One guy did call me a maniac because I spent the whole game just driving away, but this was a really good run. I'd normally say on average your lifespan when driving, you're probably not going to last more than 2 or 3 minutes driving a Warthog around, but sometimes you'll do, and sometimes it's absolutely sweet. I'd also say like this, if it rolls over, these guys understand the roll, so thankfully he didn't steal my driver's seat because he knows I'm a good driver. He got back in the side seat. It's really rare that you'll get a guy in the side seat, but I do think it can help in certain situations. But you'll notice with this, I'll cut out the pause because I'm going to start singing along here, and this is my little song I like to sing when I drive.
We're driving, gonna drive my car.
Shields are down!
Woo! I'm gonna drive my car up the tank. Good gas. Woo! I'm gonna drive my car. Rubber beats in the blue and the red. Gonna shoot up the chopper in the weather. Gonna drive my.
Up the shield!
Get out!
That's how I get out.
Ammo reserves
Now, I
are
was going to run
low.
away.
Wheels
then-
en route.
They both wanted to carry on.
It's over.
Lost a teammate!
Okay, if you really want to go, we'll go.
Rolling.
Gonna drive my car. Really bad. Gonna drive my car.
So I can see our hogs on fire, really damaged, getting into heavy enemy territory, get a little quick kill, getting hit from behind, tag the ghost, didn't do what I wanted it to, and then boom, dead again. Nice little flippity doo. So yeah, sometimes singing does work and sometimes it doesn't work. I'd say if you go for the driver position, sometimes you'll get the gunner position. So I'd normally say I'm pretty good on the gunner, probably just as good as I am on the driver. But this prick just goes and gets out, just leaves me to die. You don't do that. You don't do that if you're a driver. But I think it was for the point because we did capture it straight away. Now, return to sender, bit of a weird one. I was waiting for my Warthog, this guy comes in, get a killjoy, cause he's a prick, so bang, honking away, because nobody seems to want to be bothered. This guy in my squad don't want to get in, which is a bit weird. Now I do get a gunner, and he gets wiped out pretty quickly, I reckon. Here he goes, bang, stolen. Now what I mean by return to sender, if you're ever in this position where you're driving the Warthog and you get an enemy, you know, he's on the gunner, he's gonna take out my team. The only solution realistically is to drive into your base where there is plenty of your squads to deal with him. I was saying on the comms, you know, kill a guy with my gun. But some prick throws a fucking plasma grenade. I mean, fair dues, he sticks him, but you're damaging my warthog, my beautiful hog. You know what I mean? Now my hogs, I got damage on. Also, when you are in the side seat, you can jump into the gun seat straight away, rather than you see a lot of noobs that'll get out and then get back into the gun. It's not necessary. But yeah, the main thing about like warthog driving is you generally circle around. You don't want to go into too heavy enemy territory, because that's when you've seen all them kills. If you get out, just get back in. Generally, he's gonna jump back in with you as well if he's a team player. But it all depends on the synchronicity of you know, who's doing what, if he's getting kills, if he's having a good time. Here we go. Splatter. Boom. Now, I knew I'm heavy in enemy territory, so I just thought, okay, fire a couple of piddies off. I really wanted to get that kill, but then I got killed. Now, number 8. Take a seat. What I mean by that is, a lot of the time, you'll go for the driver position like I did here, but you'll get the gunner position. But I'd suggest practicing with both as much, because you can get a lot of kills on the gun. It is probably, I think, like apparently someone said it's the heaviest damaging warthog. I don't like the way that the bullets look, like they look kind of weird, but this guy's a really good driver. What you tend to do is, like, if you notice the guy in your gun is out of shield, you want to wait just for a little bit, circle around before going back, so you make sure you don't get killed. Good tip with the gunner is you're just trying to get hits, because a lot of time you'll get assists just by doing damage, you know, rather than actually going for the kills. But I do a little kill streak here. We're going and getting the kills, driving around. This shock rifle does stun, but I get the prick. Boom, there you go. But yeah, and then you've got the plasma gunner on us shooting us up. We fall over, and then I died, I think, at that point. Another thing that I would probably never suggest is, if you're on a mongoose, don't bother beeping your horn. You don't realistically want just a 2-man team, unless you're on capture the flag, which sometimes does work out, or if it is taking the seeds. This was, I've never done this. Apparently you can get, I don't know how many guys, is it 6 guys on the back of there? But we're going to go for the flag. I think it's a really good plan. And then, yeah, like I said, when you jump off, sometimes you just disorientate towards your position, because you're not on the floor and your boots are not on the ground. Okay, so tip number 9 is wait for it. What I mean by that is, you'll notice whenever a warthog is respawning, it'll be blue just as a bar's going to fill up. So I saw it was blue, thought I'd get myself a different gun just to get ready. Now this guy, he wants to be a driver. I didn't realise, I thought he'd get in the gun. So we're both there waiting, chilling. Then it respawns, and bang. He took my beautiful warthog away. Do get a side gunner there. He's got a shock rifle. I don't think he really does much. I don't think we do too much on this, to be honest with you. But yeah, as soon as you get into the enemy territory, just pre-fire. It takes a really quick time to kill. Warthog v warthog. You focus it down. I think I showed that footage before at the beginning when we died, but yeah, so that's how that worked out. But I got a few kills off it. And then the final tip I would give you guys is, don't drink and drive. So by that I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've been drinking and driving, guys. I've been drinking and driving. I know it gets to Christmas, but it's more of a bit of satire and joke. I'm talking about actual physical driving, not warthog driving. So yeah, this is some more rocket hog footage. Gun goose there versus, you got a fucking, I don't even know what that gun's called. It's not the Cinder shot. But yeah, often I'm missing my front wheel now, but we just think we're just going to keep on going. You see that comment in the top, he said shit driving at some point, but he don't know me, and he don't know how I do with my hogs. But yeah, I'd say if you want to be a driver, you're going to get most vehicle time in the hogs. Rocket hog is a special little gift, because it does do a lot of AoE damage, can get a lot of assists off the top. But then again, I've been playing Big Team Battle for the past 3 days, and I've just been driving, and you tend not to get that many kills unless you take that little break that I mentioned before. So I'd say get your hog, survive for 2 minutes, get killed, and then you want to get back into the game, get some kills, play the points, capture the flag, do whatever you've got to do. because vehicles are quite useful in denying certain aspects of the game. As you can see here, our hog is on its last legs. It's on fire. I'm missing a wheel, but I don't care. I'm probably singing away. I think this was the same guy where that guy was calling me crazy. But we won the game, and boom, take you out. So a little side tip is a wasp. Wow, look, I actually get a wasp. It respawns on the helipad here, if you don't know. Also, I think I'll cut it out so you can hear, but I don't know how to fly this thing because I've never flown flown one before. So you can switch between the rockets and the machine gun. I would say that you'll see a lot of good players in the wasp that'll survive the whole game. And the general thing is that, you know, you can kill guys from far away. Here we go, a little wasp v wasp action. So I'm trying to figure out with the rockets. But yeah, thing that I did actually figure out is they lock on at a certain range. So you probably just want to well, that cut off a bit too early. I did kill that wasp, I promise you. So we're back to the
You do know how to fly, right?
Oh,
yeah, so I think you'll hear it now. I finally figured out how to go up with a wasp on PC, and that's the space bar. Does help a lot. But yeah, so I'm just rambling on at the end. I would say if you do like this video and you want to see more from me, please do share, comment, like, and subscribe. You'll see on this channel my subscriber base is the lowest of low. I don't think anyone from 343 will be watching this video, but if you do, you done me over on the achievements. You get some stupid achievements like, why would I want to get 5 kills on a gun goose to get my weekly skin? The weekly skins are not recycled. I'd rather have this game full price, but here we go, rather than free to play, but then you've got all these microtransactions. My big gripe is that in the other Halos, when you used to see a guy with like a Hayabusa helmet or some really sick armor with his head on fire, you knew that that guy, he worked for that so hard. Here we go, jump out, yeah boy. But now it's back to like a guy just buys a skin. It's not skill based anymore. It's not like the best players have the best skins, which is what I was used to. Now it's just, you know, how much money can you spend?